Welcome again to Billy's Hoose. Billy, I hear you cry, are we going to see the last of this infernal Lath that you've been plugging away at for the last couple of months, it feels like? Well, just have to wait and see. I think I hear a wee yap to yous on camera towards the end of this scene as well, so let's just get on with the action. Okay, it's a bit dark in here. We're at a stage now where I've got every bit of lath and plaster is gone. Even going from under here, these walls are gone. Got a bit of a leak coming in from beside the chimney. So we've got some things I've got left to do here before we do the steels is sort this out, sort this pipework out. This is staying until we get steels in, and I've decided this is coming out because it's just nailed onto the floorboards. So the floorboards are going to have to come up. This door is no longer got to be a door, obviously, and this door is no longer got to be a door. So this will have to come out. We've stripped this down. This is the beam heading up this side, and I'm going to leave that in as long as possible. I think the steel will probably go in place of that. So just now, because I want to recycle as much of this timber as possible, this is see that? It's full of heaps of little nails for the lath. So you've got that, and you've got that, you've got on both sides. Nails, nails, nails. You've got the ceiling, which is full of nails, 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 nails. That nails have got to come out and these ceilings. So that's a lot of denailing. I don't know how much quality video, YouTube content that involves. So either I'll film any or some a bit where I put it on time lapse, and then because it's near a bit. I actually quite like it. Folks say, yeah, you've got to take out all that nails. It's actually once you just get going, taking each nail out. So actually it's quite therapeutic, and you just drift away into a world of your own. But I was in the world of my own anyway, so anyway. Right, to the denailing. Well, I'll show you a bit of denailing, and then I'll show you taking down that last few, and then we're almost at a point where we're left with the open space. But it's bloody cold in here today, I tell you that. Cold, very cold.